Varaz, welcome to the show.
Thank you. My pleasure being with you to
Now,
with your show.
why don't you tell us a little about what you do and how you came to do it?
Well, I'm an artist and I started when I was maybe 6, 7 years old. And I started carve in a school. We used to have a chalks for blackboard. And I started to take needles to school and sculpt and chalks. Then I started to fascinate with colors. So then here you go, started my journey to create art and try to show the colors and make people to kind of, after seeing my art, just to think about the beauty of life, not just dark side of life.
With what we're dealing with, the virus, how's that affecting your painting?
Well, I just did recently one painting with black sky that it represents kind of cloud, which always come and goes, but trees, it just blooming, even though there is like autumn colors too, but I'm just trying to say life is still going and still sky will open and we'll see the blue sky.
Shall we go and take a look at that painting as we
Oh, sure.
talk about it? So can you see that all right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm on your Instagram. So I recommend by the time you're done, you're all going to want to follow him. So definitely follow. And then is this one over here?
Yes, it is.
Yep. Okay, so you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yes, all of a sudden I went to my studio and I started this painting just sketches. Then it was affected kind of me. It's like what's going on around the world and all these people are suffering. And I realized that this will be end too, like since happened many times in the world and a lot of people suffer. So I just took black paint and painted the sky and went to tree. The top tree is white, which opens the light, and the middle is yellow, which represent the sun. And since we're coming down, the trees turn green, blue, but the base, the earth is red, which represent passion and blood and love, which kind of starts life again. And that's it.
I like it. This is watercolor?
No, this is oil color.
Oil.
I kind of use heavy paint.
And so I look at it a little closer. I see the paint, the oil, and I see that you were telling me a little bit earlier about how you started with sculpture. So this.
Yeah, this is one of them. It's called bullhead. I'm fascinated bullfighting, life and death situations. So when I took this stone, I just right away I saw the head of bull, and I started sculpt this. This is alabaster, maybe 24-inch high, and
That's really beautiful. Is this in a gallery?
It was in a gallery. It got sold,
Oh,
so
so
I sold that space.
I'm not surprised. It's a lovely piece. Okay, and so this, I'm going to take a risk and just say, so this kind of looks like before COVID.
Correct. This is before, and I love colors. I mean, I love colors. Then sometimes I just risk and just put white and the reds and yellows, just kind of like represent the breath. You know how easy we breathe in, breathe out. So I always try to get that effect and feeling in my paintings. You know, it's like when viewer sees my paintings, just kind of be meditative state.
It's interesting because seeing this painting without context of your other work, I mean, it's a powerful painting in and of itself, but this is what I was used to, right?
Yeah.
And this, right? And then to see COVID, it's it's like a whole different, like it's still you, but it's okay. This is what we're dealing with, dark skies, and I definitely get a whole different feel. The passion of it, it's brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I used to paint different styles, surrealism and figurative art, but a few years ago, I just fascinated trees. I always have a special connection with trees. So while I'm driving freeways, I always look at the trees and just take pictures, sometimes just in memory. And if you scroll down, you'll see, for example, this painting with a lot of figures, kind of dark.
This one
Not
here.
that one, no. Just go, no, scroll up, please. It's like brownish painting. Yeah, that one. This is 52 by 52, and this came up like how comfortably we are numbed as a human being, like ignoring everything just, and we all confused. Unfortunately, I couldn't finish this because of the gesso I put. It wasn't right once it start peeled up. So, but still I'm keeping this painting. It's a huge, like 52 by 52. And there is only one female middle of it, which represents life, that we still can live again and just go like bird, how we were clean and innocent in a birth and start all over again. So
Now,
then I used to do
why
this.
do you relate to it like it's not finished?
It's still the human consciousness that it's, instead of going inside ourselves, how beautiful we are and how powerful we are, how happy we can be. We just go outside and we see all these people walking around kind of uncertain and not having passion or love. So I tried to do that. Kind of, it was depressing. And anytime there's another one, I think down there's like anytime I paint this
This
one,
one here.
that's a detailed.
Okay.
I think if I'm not mistaken, there is one, maybe not. Yeah, I didn't put it. Sorry.
But the detail is interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of figures. Took a lot of. If you see the middle part, it's peeling and.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I stopped painting it. So I did a lot of them. Then all of a sudden I said, okay, let's do colors. I always fascinated colors. So
Well,
then
it's really, it's a unique style. This one reminds me just a little bit of Gauguin.
yeah. Actually, I was driving and I saw after rain, mountains, shadows, and all that stuff. So I just came to studio and tried to. Usually I don't show these ones, but just posted my Instagram.
Yeah. Well, this is great. How often do you post to Instagram?
Not very often, but actually I'm trying to start do more my watercolors, my other paintings, because I used to show in a gallery, so I didn't want to kind of just be many places, just only one. So after my manager closed the business, the gallery, so slowly I'm starting to start to post my paintings on internet.
Well, especially now that we have the virus, it's that much more a chance to connect with an audience and give
Yeah.
us a chance to look at some beauty.
Yeah, probably I'm gonna start doing it. I have to take very nice pictures and post it.
Well, this is lovely. So, what is this behind you?
Behind my,
Yeah,
it's one of my paintings. It was there. It's my living room, and my wife, she likes to put my paintings in there. Sometimes I just don't like it. I just want to. Sometimes I just want to just don't see any paintings,
yeah.
And sometimes I just destroy. As a matter of fact, I have maybe 4 or 5 canvases in my trash bin. Just that kind of, I don't know, maybe situation or state of mind. I just tossed it.
You're your toughest critic, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I think the greatest part to become an artist is just to know when to stop. That's the very difficult to do, because you just keep wanting God. You're just not satisfied. And all of a sudden you're starting work, then you'll see you destroyed everything, the feeling, which is the main part when you start to kind of throw the paints and your energy in a canvas. And when you're starting to fix it up and just go technical part of it, all that stuff, then it becomes kind of fake art. So
What do you
that's
mean by fake art? Why does it become
you
fake
know,
art?
actually it's like there is a beauty in a nature, and when you're trying to mix up nature and make nature nice, that's become kind of fake. Versus the beauty of nature, for example, you walk forest and you see all that beauty, all that harmony, all that ecosystem, and if you see something that's human try to change something there, it just doesn't look right. So that's the whole my ideology. That's my point to when I paint. Just be like pure. It's like only emotion there.
You're trying to show the truth.
True,
You're not
correct,
trying to make it
true.
pretty. So if
Yeah,
the truth is beautiful, then it's beautiful, and if the truth is ugly, then it's still beautiful because it's
it
ugly.
is beautiful. You just see that ugliness,
Yeah,
but you know, to see the life, which is so beautiful. So
yeah. So how are you affected by the stay at home? Are you just, it's the same for you, you're painting.
yeah, just you know, actually, I'm trying to take advantage, just paint more and do a lot of stuff, and that's it. You know, I just every time I have free time, I just go studio and paint.
Yeah,
So because life is going on, so I better do something better and something nice.
yeah. So earlier we were talking about my background. This is a picture I took during the Rodin exhibit at the Norton Simon, and you were saying you go there often.
I've been in a Rodin museum in France. My honeymoon, we went to France, and poor my wife, I drag her all galleries, Gauguin, Picasso, Musée d'Orsay, and he has beautiful, I mean,
Yeah.
gallery over there. His home where he studied, the park. I mean, it was blessing to see all that. I mean,
I took my
that's,
daughters to Paris when they were young, and they were a little bit below museum age, and I dragged them to different museums, and we were in the Rodin, and they have as you know, a nice garden, and they just played in the garden while I looked at the different.
isn't it beautiful?
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm a big Rodin fan, so
me too, me too. He has a lot of energy. I mean,
yeah,
he's something else. Yeah.
yeah. So it's just amazing what you can see. So what is it that when you go to museums, what are you looking for? Are you just enjoying art, or are you trying to work out a problem?
You know, it's very hard to me to go museums. It's kind of I get drained out. Sometimes the reason I go more often to this museum behind you,
Yeah,
sometimes I remember the painting. For example, one time there's a very nice piece of Pissarro.
yeah,
I just woke up and just drove over there. I live very close to Norton Simon, and I just went there maybe 20, 30 minutes, watched that painting, and just came back and started painting totally differently.
yeah,
So usually when I go different countries, I go museum, I'm just trying to watch as a non-artist, just just appreciate what they did.
yeah,
Because sometimes when you go deep, it's I think one of the problem for artists have is don't get kind of glued to artists, for example, styles, all that stuff, and it's very hard to clean yourself up, because sometimes when you paint, you remember, oh, how Van Gogh did that part, how Monet did that part, how Picasso did. So I think as soon as we just drain all that stuff, just forget everybody and just go yourself, you and the canvas and your emotions and your hand, and just flow. So that's why I just don't want to just get too much involved with it. Just, I don't know, it's different. I get drained. Sometimes I just go after 30 minutes, I just get off because maybe jealousy, maybe fascination, how
Yeah.
they did it, why they did it, all that question all of a sudden just bombards your inner world because you're trying to do the same thing.
My
So
my younger daughter is an artist. I mean, she doesn't do it for a living, but she does. She's really an amazing artist. And when I used to take her when she was younger to museums, she had less patience for it than I did. I have no artistic talent, so for me, I can just enjoy it. There's no, but she had some of the same things you did, where she'd be like, this is too much. Let me watch this. I need to be able to stay true to my eye, my artistic vision. I don't want to get, too drenched in it. She loved it. It was beautiful, but it was there was only a certain amount she could take.
yeah, it's that because when you paint, you go through a kind of same journey. And sometimes you see how beautifully they done, how mastered, I mean, the masterpieces they created. You just kind of get impatient instead of just enjoying. But it just maybe that's how we are. I don't know. It just sometimes we get that point. It's like, for example, Matisse. When you look Matisse, just couple of colors and whole world in there, and just you're going crazy how he did it. I mean, for 4 or 5 colors that he just threw it and he got everything in there. He got air, space, everything. So yeah, sometimes that really bothers. It's kind of affects, but it takes time, a little bit time to forget that.
Well,
But
the one thing I wonder about, like, if you have you ever seen any Rothko?
yeah,
So, I've got postcards of Rothko and what have you. Never really liked Rothko. I've got a good friend who's a huge Rothko fan, and there was an exhibit, and he took me. And the paintings, the exact same paintings I've seen, postcards, everything else, you see them in person and they really affect you. And there's just some paintings that the genius of them, you can't see them unless you're in person. What's your sense of Rothko?
I love Rafko. I like his energy. And the reason, I mean, you're totally right, because when you walk to museum, you feel that energy. Versus when you see in a computer, yeah, it's beautiful colors, everything is nice. But when you walk towards the canvases, I mean, artist galleries, you feel it because there is energy. I mean, that energy transferred from hand to canvas and the canvas breathes.
I
So it's,
Yeah.
you get totally different effect when you see originals.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is necessarily. I mean, there's certain things in nature, like crystals, don't just look so much better in real life. I've never seen a photograph that really captures a crystal. But even with paintings, like, I always thought the Mona Lisa was completely overrated until I actually saw it in person. It's just a religious experience when you see it in person, and I can't
Mhm.
explain why. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe it's the canvas, but yeah.
yeah, that's the energy. And I think maybe 100, actually I'm 100% that's the energy of artists. So if just try, just take any painting that close to you, then there's a gallery that you see original, just go and just stand in front of it and see how you feel it. It's
Yeah.
totally different, on unreal experience you're living there. So that's why I recommend a lot of people to go galleries
Yeah.
and just enjoy it.
Totally makes sense. And the funny thing is, there's some paintings and sculptures that are just, I like them fine when I see them on computer, but when I'm in their presence, I'm like, ugh, get this away from me. It's like it feels almost evil. So maybe there's something to it.
Do you remember the few years ago they brought Van Gogh's paintings here,
Yeah.
and the last one was the painting he did when he shot himself. I couldn't stand there.
No.
I'm having goosebumps now
Yeah.
but when you see in a screen or whatever postcards, you don't get that effect. But when you sit there, it's like you live there, you're standing right there, and now you're gonna hear that shot.
Have you ever been to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam?
No, I never been to Amsterdam yet.
It's just such an emotional experience on a couple different levels. I mean, the number of Van Goghs they have are just amazing. So, I think some of what you're talking about, just incredibly sad. And the fact that he died penniless, and that museum has, literally over $1 billion worth of his paintings, right?
Yeah.
I think that, the guy couldn't rub two nickels together or whatever they had for money back then. And
Isn't it,
yeah,
go ahead, sorry.
no,
Isn't it funny? It's like, I asked that question so many times. Why Van Gogh painted? He didn't have penny, he didn't have food, he didn't have anything. But then you see it's like universal stuff, like God gave that journey to him. So all these billions of people, they're gonna fascinate that and enjoy this, watching that, seeing that paintings.
yeah,
And I always think about that. A lot of artists did that. It's like they didn't have even food to it, but they just painted. But Van Gogh, it's the biggest wonder for me. I mean, how he did it.
yeah.
So beautiful.
So why do you paint?
You know that I asked that question too. So many times I burn my paintings. I tried to not paint. Recently, like a few months ago, actually 2 months ago, I said, I give up. I'm not gonna paint. But after 5 minutes, it's like something inside me just kind of like blows up. So no, I don't know. I don't know. I just have to release that emotions I have. And I noticed that when I don't paint, I get kind of not knowing myself. It's like I'm a totally different person. So then it's just weird. I don't know. But what I'm trying to do is just paint paintings that people enjoy it, and just kind of just give them thoughts what is the beauty is.
But
So
then you can't look at them afterward, right?
no, it's so hard. And one time I had that thought, why that I was doing this painting and couldn't just do it. Then I'm driving and I saw one old BMW car. It was kind of cute but ugly. But I said, during that time, this company has millions of dollars, but made in that time beautiful car. So now you look the new ones, it's totally different design, nicer, everything. I said, well, this is journey. Why I'm just trying to kill myself? So okay, so if I paint, it's not happening. I have second canvas, third one, fourth one. So I'm just gonna go. So I realized just paint, put it aside. Just paint, put it aside. Just try to just be free and just let the flow, all that energy and the spirit you have, and your story. It's like just tell people with, in my case, just colors and shapes. So
That makes sense. So one of the themes that I have in this show is how different people can succeed in winning the day. If you've got a business, or if you've got goals around your health and your fitness, what is it that you can do every day so that you win the day? And my idea is, if you win 5 days out of 7, you win your week and you get where you're going. So painting is not as goal oriented, or most people don't have it as goal oriented. But in terms of like what you're trying to give life to, if you painted all day, what's a successful day painting and what's not?
the successful painting for me just when I'm a state of non-existent, when I'm not thinking. That's for me. It's the bliss situation when I just walk there. I just don't know what I'm doing it, but there is inside me that life that it trying to come out. I'm letting that life just to flow. So that's a successful. I did painting 15 minutes. That last painting I did maybe 20 minutes.
Really?
Shut up, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have paintings I'm doing 3 months. And for me, that's a suffering. So the successful day is like when I'm in that state of like hypnotic state, it's not me. It just inner me is trying to paint. That's for me it's successful. I mean, I did 5-10 minutes sketches. That's sometimes when I look back, I say, oh my God, I did this. And I didn't even know I did it. So that's for me, it's a successful.
That makes sense. So for you, it's about being present and just living in the moment and just letting it flow through you.
Correct. That's why I'm trying to meditate a lot, just pray a lot. I even study hypnotherapy, just kind of when I paint, people see that and just kind of they become hypnotic state of as a good kind of nice kind of being, kind of have a good effect on them. So yeah, but then I realized I go too much that journey instead of painting journey. So now I'm just trying just paint. That's it. Just become that play state and just let it flow.
That's awesome. So given that we're all grappling with, we're all inside, we're grappling with this virus, what message do you have for people?
I mean, the main thing, just sit there and just start to learn yourself, to know yourself. That's the huge stuff because we don't know who we are. So now this is a great opportunity. Just sit there and do not do anything. Just sit there and start just watch your hand, your heart, your breathing, your legs. Just start feel it because we never have a chance to do that. So I think this is a great time to do. And as you go inside, you'll see more beauty coming out. And I think we can change the environment by being like changing ourselves. And actually recently I started to think that everything is outside, it's mirror of my inside. That's how, and it's kind of every single moment I'm thinking about that. Whatever is external, it's mirror of my internal. So just try to understand what's going on around you, and mainly 90% just try to know yourself, who you are, because I don't think so we know who we are. And this is a great golden opportunity. Just sit and just study, learn meditations, prayers, and just go inside and you'll see everything will change. That's my main point right now. And that's what I'm asking people to do.
That's great. So we will share your Instagram with the audience. If someone wants to buy one of these paintings, can they connect with you through Instagram, or is there something
Yes.
to do?
Yeah, they can do it.
And when this lockdown ends and you have shows, you're gonna have that. Instagram's basically the place to go to.
Oh yes, I'm just gonna start post all shows, everything. I'm gonna excuse me. Just I'm sorry. Just post all the invitations and the shows that I'm gonna go start to having it. So
That's terrific. Varaz, thank you for sharing your art with us.
thank you, Martin. Appreciate it.
All right.